All right, so it's that time of year, and all of these leaves are gonna try to make their way into my pond. But I put up a net every year. This is actually the same net I've been using since like 2009 from Dr. Foster Smith. This is the main pond, and it's 24 feet long, and because it's so wide, these are pieces of 3/4 inch PVC with couplings to make them longer. I'm gonna explain that when I come back down the hill. I'm gonna show you how I do it on the smaller upper pond, just to kind of give you some perspective on how easy it is to do it this way. I've had 100% success on keeping leaves out and no problems with it collapsing or the net hitting the water. So this is my upper pond. It's about 9 feet long. It's where the water from the filtration returns and then go down the waterfall. But basically up here, because it's so small, these are 1/2 inch pieces of PVC pipe, 8 feet long. I found the center of each one of them where they would actually, the hoops would go over the pond, and measured it and kind of got the length and tied knots so that they're all tethered together. There's a tail on this end that'll be staked down just like a tent stake. And then there's a tail on the other end, on the other side of those bushes, to tether that end down. But I'm gonna show you really quickly how fast this goes. Basically, they're secured to the ground with rebar stakes. Maybe able to pull one out, but I use 12-inch pieces of rebar. If your ground is really soft, you may have to change those to 16-inch pieces of rebar. But I'm gonna, and I use them pretty much at like a 45-degree angle where each one of these poles are gonna land on each side of the pond. But I'm gonna show you really quickly how fast these things are to set up. I'm gonna put that stake back in. And just to show you, it's tethered on the other end, tethered here, and it is really sturdy once you stretch that net over it. And then we'll just use tip stakes to tighten the net down over the pond. Ideally, you want it to look like a tent, taller in the middle. I have to come back and put a coupling to make, and a piece to make this middle one longer. I think I cut it during the summer because I needed a piece of pipe. But anyway, it needs to be higher so that the leaves roll off and don't pull. Ideally also, these would go straight across, but the baki shower was there, so I had to do like a weird angle. You can see that the rope that goes across it doesn't have to be straight as long as you pull it tight. And this thing is pretty tight, pretty stable. You can see where I use couplings to couple the 8-foot sections together so that we can make it all the way across, and the tent stake on the end. Because this pond is got this wall on the front, I had to use pieces of PVC with a 45-degree elbow, and those pieces of PVC are just drilled, just hammered into the ground. And because I like easy access to my pond, I actually made these little hooks so I could unhook the net and pull it up. And it's just a little metal hook. wanted to make sure I showed you this little connection, but I just put a zip tie and a little piece of rope, made a little hook out of a piece of coat hanger, and that allows me to pull the net down tight and hook it, and that holds it tight over the pond, but I can get under it when I need to. But that's my net. And like I said, this is a net from Dr. Foster Smith. Very cheap, but good quality. I've had it for quite a bit of time, and it has worked really well for my application. And I'll take the net, put it over the top pond, and I'm done. But it literally takes you it takes me maybe an hour to do this big one, from getting the net out and unbunched and everything. And then that little one up there take like 30 minutes for me to throw it together because the plant's complicated. But super simple. The leaves roll all just off of it really easy. Hopefully this helps simplify it. Good luck on keeping the leaves out. Quick look at the fish. It's a little warm today, so they think it's summer again.